Welcome back, casual Magic brewers all over the world. Welcome back to my channel. Today we are going to do some sadomasochistic shenanigans. And because this deck is full of interactions, I'm going to try to keep the intro short so I can use all my valuable time explaining all the interactions in the deck. I also want to thank our sponsor Card Market for still supporting this channel. Feel free to subscribe, and if you do so, you can win a €10 voucher. The only thing you have to do is leave a comment beneath the video if you like it or if you have some suggestions. And by giving me a thumbs up on the video, you will increase my happiness rate by 100%. You can also find the complete deck list in the description below, so let's jump right into the deck. We play 23 lands, and this time we play 10 mountains and 7 plains. Then we also play a bunch of dual lands. The Temple of Triumph helps us dig for our combo. Battlefield Forge helps us fix our mana, and it also deals damage to ourselves. And this feels good in this deck. Windscarred Crag is a great budget dual land that does a little bit of healing as well after all the damage we're going to deal to ourselves. Then there's also some support from the following artifact. I also play 2 Talismans of Conviction. They ramp us a little bit, they fix our mana and they deal damage. And the good thing is they also deal us pain, because pain is good. Because we have a lot of combos in this deck, I also included some card fixing. I play 2 Faithless Looting and 2 Thrill of Possibility. So the idea of this deck is to work with creatures that when they receive damage, it will also hurt our opponent. So we need to start with the key creature here. It's a doll. Tanya, in the edit, give me a nice intro about the doll. No, Tanya, this is not what I mean. This is more like a creepy doll. The card also exists, but we're not going to play this. We need an intro for the Stuffy doll. Yes, this was it. Perfect. This is the first card we are going to discuss. I play 4 Stuffy dolls in my deck. Stuffy doll costs 5 mana and it's a 1/0. So this card doesn't really pass the vanilla test, but there is more. When it comes into play, you choose a player, and this will be, of course, your opponent. And Stuffy doll is indestructible, so it's very hard to remove. And whenever Stuffy doll is dealt damage, it deals that much damage to the chosen player, hence your opponent. And when you tap it, it can deal 1 damage to itself, which is also very important. So it's a great blocker on the ground, and it can ping your opponent. But it's indestructible, and we're going to play around with this a lot in the deck. The Stuffy doll is not the only creature that loves pain. Here are some other creatures we play in this deck. Boros Reckoner is a 3 mana 3/3 Minotaur wizard that whenever it's dealt damage, it deals that much damage to any target. So this can be a creature, a player, but also a planeswalker. And you can also give it first strike if you like by paying a white-red hybrid mana. Then there's a little bit of a worse version of the Boros Reckoner. It's called Spitmare. It costs 4 mana. It's also a 3/3. And for the rest, it's almost similar to the Boros Reckoner. But for flavor purposes, I diversify my creature suite and like to play a little bit of everything. That's why I also play a True Fire Captain. This guy costs 4 mana, 2 red and 2 white. It has Mentor, and whenever it is dealt damage, it deals that much damage to target player. So only player in this case. Then there's another weird card that when I first saw it, I must admit I thought, how bad is this card? It's called Swans of Bryn Argol. The Swans of Bryn Argol costs 4 mana, It's a flying bird spirit, and if a source would deal damage to the swans of Bryn Argol, prevent that damage, the source controller draws cards equal to the damage prevented this way. So for example, you play a shock on the swans, it deals 2 damage because you are the person that deals the damage to the swans, you draw 2 cards. Interesting. Then I also play 2 Volcano Helions in this deck. The Volcano Helion is a creature with Echo. For 4 mana you get a 6/5 Helion creature, and the Volcano Helion has X Echo, where X is your life total. So actually what you need to do is on the second turn when it comes into play, pay as much mana as your life total, or otherwise the creature dies. When it comes into play, it deals an amount of damage of your choice to you and target creature. This damage can't be prevented. So you can do this on a Boros Reckoner or a Stuffy Doll or a Spite-Mare, for example. And you can choose the amount of damage, so you can decide to kill yourself and the opponent in one sweep. So I also play a lot of damage-based removal because pain is good. And my creatures like the pain because their pain will also be the pain of my opponent. Let's start with Pyroclasm. The deck is a little bit slow and therefore aggressive decks can give you a headache. But if you have Pyroclasm, you can use it to sweep the board of small creatures. A similar card is Solar Blaze. Now this doesn't work with Stuffy Doll, but it works very well to sweep the board of aggressive creatures because each creature deals damage to itself equal to its power. So this is cool for a Boros Reckoner or a Spite-Mare when it's on the battlefield because it will kill itself, but it will also deal additional damage to your opponent. Sweltering Suns is another sweeper for small creatures, and the interesting thing is that you can also cycle it away if you don't need the card. The next card is called Deafening Clarion, and it also deals 3 damage to each creature. But creatures you control also gain lifelink until end of turn, and this is interesting because all the creatures we have, when they are dealt damage, they will also deal damage to an opponent or another target, and so they will gain life by dealing this damage. So pretty interesting. You can choose both modes on this card and gain a bunch of life when you sweep the board. Okay, the following card costs 7 mana, but if you're a casual Magic player, you really appreciate I'll put in some Timmy stuff as well. Star of Extinction costs 7 mana, it destroys target land, but that's not important. We just wanted to deal 20 damage to each creature and each planeswalker. Because we have a card like Stuffy Doll or Boros Reckoner around, it will immediately kill our opponent when he's just at his starting life. I also found the following card that deals a bunch of damage. It's called Blasphemous Act. It deals 13 damage to each creature. So if you have a Stuffy Doll and a Boros Reckoner out, you just instantly win the game if your opponent is at 26 or less life. You might be wondering, do we have more crazy damage spells? Yes, we do. We have also a Shivan Meteor. Let's have a look. The Shivan Meteor is also a sorcery that deals 13 damage to target creature. And you can even play it for its suspend cost, and then it will only cost 3 mana. So these were the damage based spells, but I also include a lot of cool enchantments. The first enchantment I play is called Pyrohemia. It's based on an old card called Pestilence in black. And at the beginning of the end step, if no creatures are on the battlefield, sacrifice Pyrohemia. And for 1 red, it deals 1 damage to each creature and each player. Now, if it deals damage to, for example, a Stuffy Doll, because the Stuffy Doll is indestructible, it doesn't really matter. And it will deal an additional damage to your opponent as well, and the Stuffy Doll will just stay on the board all the time, so you don't have to sacrifice your Pyrohemia. isn't this a great combo? I just love it. Another great combo with Pyrohemia is the Swans of Bryn Argol. The Swans will prevent all the damage and you will draw a lot of cards for each red mana that you will put into the Pyrohemia. Of course the Swans will stick around so you don't have to sacrifice the Pyrohemia. Same as with the Stuffy Doll. Fatal Attraction is a great name and also a great card in this deck. It's an enchantment aura, you can cast it on a creature and you can use it to kill an opponent's creature because it will do 2 damage when it comes into play. And at the beginning of your upkeep it will also deal 4 damage to the enchanted creature. But if your opponent doesn't have a creature on the board that wants to be killed, you can also play it on your Stuffy Doll. Meaning every turn the Fatal Attraction will deal damage to the Stuffy Doll. And of course all this damage will also be directed to your opponent. Another great card where you can play it on is the Swans of Bryn Argol, of course. Because then for 3 mana you draw 2 cards and every upkeep you draw 4 cards. How crazy is this combo? Another enchantment I play is the Spirit Loop. It's also an aura and whenever enchanted creature deals damage you gain that much life. And when Spirit Loop is put into a graveyard from play, return it to its owner's hand. So this is also a nice enchantment you can put on your Stuffy Doll to gain back some life, to make the game a little bit more grindy. I also included a one-off of the Spirit Loop. So the following 2 enchantments might make you lose friends if you play this deck too often against them. So a little warning, a little bit of caution when you play this combo. You want to keep your friends around. I play 3 Pariahs. It's also an aura and watch out for this one. All damage that would be dealt to you is dealt to enchanted creature instead. So of course this is awesome with a Stuffy Doll because you put it on a Stuffy Doll, you never block. All the damage that is dealt to you by your opponent is dealt to the Stuffy Doll instead, but the doll is indestructible so it won't die, and whenever it receives damage it will deal damage to your opponent. So you lock out your opponent by attacking you. Awesome combo. Also remember when I talked to the Volcano Helion, it could deal as much damage as you like when it comes into play to target creature and player. Well, if you have a Stuffy Doll with Pariah out there, you just instantly kill your opponent. So Pariah is a great card that works on Stuffy Doll, but if your opponent is attacking you with a Hazoret or something like that, you could just also put it on your opponent's creature, because all the damage will be dealt to an indestructible creature of your opponent, which also has the same effect. Your opponent is completely locked out from dealing damage to you. The following 1 mana enchantment aura is probably the worst of them all in combination with Stuffy Doll, and I must warn you, you can lose a lot of friends and magic colleagues with it if you play it too often. But I just couldn't resist myself. I play 3 Guilty Conscience. Let's have a look what it does. Whenever enchanted creature deals damage, Guilty Conscience deals that much damage to enchanted creature. Let's see. We put it on a Stuffy Doll, we tap the Stuffy Doll, it deals damage to itself, then it will also deal damage to your opponent. But because it deals damage to itself, it deals damage again to itself and your opponent. And again to itself and your opponent. So it will deal an infinite amount of damage to your opponent and to itself. Guilty Conscience and Stuffy Doll is the crazy combo we include. So this is by far the strongest combo in the deck. So this was the deck. Let's head into the power rankings. I gave this deck a 9 for power because all the crazy combos it can play. Complexity I give it a 6, you have to know a little bit the combos to make it work, but it's not too complicated to play, I think. In terms of consistency I also gave it a 6, because sometimes you'll need to set up a combo and it will take some time. It's not really an offensive deck, it's more of a defensive deck, and it's a lot of fun to play. Now let's head into the metagame review. This deck is a mid-range deck that plays like a combo deck. It plays great against aggro decks because you have a bunch of sweepers and some spot removal. It also plays great against mid-range decks. Against control decks, it depends a little bit. If your opponent has counter spells and he knows how you're going to play the deck or the combo, then it could get a little bit more difficult. Against other combo decks, I gave it a good matchup because you can attack with some creatures. You have different options to kill your opponent. So against the combo deck, I gave it a 7. To end the video, I want to talk about some cards you can maybe include in the deck. Let's head into the maybe board. Abrade is a great removal spell that deals 3 damage to any creature, so it can be your opponent's creature or your Stuffy Doll, and it could also destroy an artifact. The Sacred Foundry is a more expensive card, and normally dealing damage to yourself is not good, but when you have a Pariah and a Stuffy Doll out there, it's not that bad. So you can also include it to make the mana base even more flexible. Enlightened Tutor is not a budget card anymore. It will cost you a bunch of money, but it's great because it will search your combo. It can search a Stuffy Doll or another enchantment card that you can play to make the combo work. So it's a great card also to include into the deck. So this was it. Don't forget to give this video a thumbs up if you made it all the way here. That's the least what you can do for me after I made this brilliant video for you. Also, feel free to leave a comment. Let me know which cards you like in this deck or maybe what you like to be the next deck. And as always, to end the video, keep it casual. Bye.